Okay, so you want to know more about pollution, right?
Yeah.
Specifically in Accra, Ghana.
It's a big topic.
It is. And, I was looking into it myself.
Yeah, okay.
And I found this really cool overview on accraghana.com.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool because they don't just list the problems.
Yeah.
They kind of connect the dots.
Yeah,
Like how traffic and industry and waste management all kind of play into this bigger picture.
absolutely.
And even, they talk about the informal waste pickers, which we'll get into.
Oh, interesting.
So we're gonna kind of do a deep dive on this today.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah, and hopefully by the end of it, we'll all have a better grasp on this.
Yeah.
This complex issue of pollution in Accra.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's start with something that I think we can all relate to, no matter where we live.
Okay.
It's traffic,
Ah,
right? I mean, who hasn't been stuck in a traffic jam and just felt that frustration?
everyone.
Exactly. But in Accra, it goes beyond just being annoying.
Yeah.
It's a major contributor to air pollution.
Okay.
Think about it, all those cars and trucks and buses just spewing out exhaust. And a lot of the vehicles there are older,
Yeah.
so they might not have the best emission controls.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that is contributing to pretty bad air quality.
Yeah, it's not just carbon dioxide either.
Right.
The source talks about particulate matter. It's basically like tiny particles of soot and dust,
Okay.
often from diesel engines.
Oh,
And those can get deep into your lungs
oh no.
and cause some pretty serious breathing problems.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Definitely not.
So we've got traffic impacting the air, and then you add in the industrial growth that Accra is experiencing.
Right.
More factories popping up, which is good for their economy, of course.
Yeah.
But it also often comes with more pollution.
Mm-hmm.
And this actually ties into something else that accraghana.com mentions.
Okay.
Open burning of garbage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, imagine huge piles of trash is being set on fire.
That's a pretty striking image.
It is, and unfortunately it's a common practice in many parts of the world.
Yeah, sadly.
But that smoke, it's not just something that looks bad.
Right.
It releases all kinds of harmful pollutants into the air,
Yeah.
making the air quality even worse for people.
Exactly.
So we can see how pollution isn't just some abstract idea,
No.
It's something that people are dealing with every single day.
Absolutely.
And speaking of everyday things, let's switch gears and talk about water pollution.
Okay.
Imagine this. You live in a city, and the sewage flows right into the water. The same water that you use for drinking and cooking and bathing.
Yeah, that's awful.
That's the reality for many people in Accra because their sanitation systems aren't adequate.
Wow.
And on top of that, you've got industrial waste being dumped into rivers and streams. The source doesn't actually specify which industries are the main culprits,
Okay.
but the impact is undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
This contamination makes the water dangerous to use.
Right.
And it leads to a really high risk of waterborne diseases
Like what kind?
like cholera, typhoid fever, things like that.
Yeah, those are really serious.
They are very serious.
It makes you think,
Yeah.
even though we're talking about Accra specifically,
Mm-hmm.
this problem of urban runoff,
Yeah.
it happens everywhere.
Exactly. It's not unique to them at all.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Think about all the rainwater that washes through our cities here.
Mm-hmm.
It picks up oil and trash and chemicals from the streets.
It all ends up somewhere.
Exactly. And it's not good.
No.
So this brings us to another big challenge that Accra is facing.
Okay.
And that's waste management.
Right.
The landfills in Accra, well, they're often not managed well.
What does that mean exactly?
So it means they're not just these unsightly mountains of trash.
Yeah.
They're actually leaking toxins into the soil and the groundwater.
Oh, wow.
And they're releasing methane, which is a really potent greenhouse gas.
Mm-hmm. Not good.
Not good at all. And then,
Yep.
of course, there's the problem, plastic pollution. Accra's struggling with that just like the rest of the world seems to be.
Yeah, it's a global issue.
Yeah, it is. It makes you really stop and think about all the plastic that we use every day and where it all goes.
Yeah. Where does it all go?
Right, because it doesn't just disappear.
No.
Something that really stood out to me in this accraghana.com article
Okay.
was they talked about the informal waste sector.
What is that?
So these are the people who collect, sort, and recycle waste.
Okay.
But they often do it without any kind of proper protection or recognition for the work that they're doing.
Wow.
Yeah, they're providing this vital service,
Mm,
but they're working in really dangerous and unhealthy conditions.
that's heartbreaking.
It is, and it just shows how complicated this issue is.
Yeah.
It's not just about telling people to recycle more,
Right.
It's about creating systems that actually work to protect both people and the environment.
Absolutely.
So we've talked about the sources of pollution,
Right.
but now let's look at the impact. We touched on air pollution earlier and how it can lead to breathing problems. The source specifically mentions asthma,
Right.
which can be really debilitating.
They can.
And we talked about how water pollution increases the risk of those waterborne diseases,
Yeah.
which are serious public health concerns that can lead to lots of illnesses and even death.
Exactly.
And then there's the environmental impact too,
Mhm.
polluted air and water. They damage entire ecosystems,
Yeah.
killing plants and animals and disrupting the natural balance of things.
It's all connected.
It's all interconnected. This article makes that very clear.
Yeah.
Pollution in Accra, it's a complex web of issues.
Absolutely.
It's not just about emissions or trash.
Right.
It's about poverty. It's about infrastructure. And it's about social justice too.
Wow, that's a lot to consider.
It is. But there is some good news.
Okay, what's that?
Accra is taking steps to try and address these challenges. Yeah, they're working on improving waste management, promoting cleaner energy, and raising awareness about these environmental issues.
It sounds like they're moving in the right direction.
They are, but the source really emphasizes that it's going to take collective action to make a real difference.
And what does that mean exactly?
Well, it means that we all have a role to play.
Even if we don't live in Accra.
Exactly. Even if we're miles away, the choices that we make here,
Yeah.
they have an impact.
Okay.
So think about your own consumption habits. Think about supporting businesses that are trying to be sustainable.
Right.
Think about advocating for environmental policies that can make a difference.
I like that.
Every little bit counts.
It really does.
It's a good reminder that we're all connected in this.
Yeah.
And the choices we make today, they really do shape the world of tomorrow.
That's a powerful thought.
It is. So I'll leave you with this. What can you do to be part of the solution?
That is something to think about.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks you.
Thank you.